Welcome back, guys, and today I'll be going over my tech EDC, and it's a little bit different than the videos I usually make, but I'm considering doing more like tech lifestyle videos because there's tech in a lot of aspects of my life that I don't really showcase. So I figured this would be a great start because it's stuff that I use every single day. So let's get right into it. Now, to start off, the first and most important piece of tech that we all have with us every single day is our smartphone. And my choice of smartphone is the Google Pixel lineup. And to be specific, I have the Pixel 9 Pro XL. I got the XL because I have large hands, so having a larger smartphone doesn't really have any downsides to me. I can still reach every single corner like super easily. And I got the Pro because even though I don't always need those Pro features, I like tech, and it's kind of nice to have them if I ever do need them, and even if I just want to experiment with them. And because I have the XL, you have to get the Pro. You can't just get the regular Pixel XL. It has to be the Pro XL. And yeah, I've loved the Pixels ever since the Pixel 1 was announced. And even before that, I loved all the Nexus devices. I had a Pixel 2 XL and a Pixel 6 Pro before this. And for the earlier Pixel devices, I really loved the like two-tone like glass and metal look, like gloss and matte. I don't know, it was like very different at the time, and I just fell in love with it when it came out. Oh, and obviously the last thing is that Google has a very stock Android experience. So, you know, there's no skins over it. It's just pure Android. And even if I do want to customize it, I can kind of download custom launchers and stuff. Even though this is a gorgeous device, I personally think so, I would love to just carry this like bare all day. It just looks so good. But I think the risks of going caseless are not really worth the reward of, you know, having this nice slim device in your pocket or in your hand. So I have a case to go with it, and this is a mouse clear MagSafe case. I think this is the Clarity 2.0, and I've had this for a little over a year, same amount of time I've had this smartphone for. No yellowing at all. It's a MagSafe case, so even though the Pixel 9 does not have Pixel Snap, I can use MagSafe accessories with it. I actually will try getting all the Pixel Snap accessories and testing them with this case, mainly the wireless charger, because everything else should really work. But yeah, it gives so much protection to the device. It is a little bit of a thick case, but you've got like so much screen protection because there's quite a thick lip here, so your screen is never touching any surface. On the back, there's a little bit of a lip here at the camera, so the camera's not really touching there. And then you've got MagSafe, so you've got extra accessories you can put on it. The corners are super well protected. And then because it's clear too, you can still see the device behind it. So, you know, if you get any of those nice colors, you can still see that whenever you want to. But yeah, I've dropped this quite a few times and I have no damage on the phone whatsoever. I do have some screen damage, some scratches, minor scratches, but that's because I'm quite careless and I do put this in the same pocket as my keys. I don't use a screen protector because I think that does kind of take away from the experience of using a phone. But, you know, a case is like, I don't know, I feel like there has to be some degree of protection, and a case offers the best protection you can get. I have been considering going caseless, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to risk it. Maybe sometime I'll try it out for like a week and see if I break my phone or anything, but maybe I'll do it right before I'm planning on upgrading, so there's no risk of me breaking my phone and then just having a broken phone. And next up, the second thing that I never leave the house without, which you might already know what it is, you can probably hear it, are my keys. And sure, your keys aren't really techy, but I have some tech in mind, I guess. So the most important ones are my apartment building, apartment, and mailbox key. And I've got some keychains here too. Like I've just got this little carabiner that I can use to like hook this onto anything or like hang it. It's like a nice kind of like, I don't know, like modern carabiner. And it's very sturdy. I kind of like the design. I've got this keychain here that I got in Cork from Blarney Castle. Got this keychain, which is from Egypt. And I've got this one, which I got from Blue Mountain when I went snowboarding. And yeah, I have my car keys, and as you can see, I drive a Ford, if you recognize these keys, but not just any Ford. I drive a Bronco. No, I don't drive a Tesla like every classic techie person does, even though I did consider it for quite a while. I didn't get it for quite a bunch of reasons. I chose the Bronco because it's like, you know, something a little bit different, and it's not super common. I am seeing it a little bit more and more, but it's definitely not as common as like a Jeep Wrangler or something. I don't know, I like the design. It's very rugged and it's great for like, Canadian winters and other things. But yeah, it's got some tech, so I'm gonna do a dedicated video on it one day, but I'm not gonna go super in depth on it right now. And you might notice that on the back, it doesn't have the Bronco horse logo. It says Bronco, and I think that's because the Mustang already has a horse on the back, and if you're lucky enough to own both a Mustang and a Bronco, you don't want to grab the wrong keys for the wrong car. So this is like an easy way to distinguish which is which. I don't know if that's true. That's just my guess. And the last thing I have on my keys is a little bit of tech, and this is a tile tracker. And tile, because I don't have any Apple devices, so obviously I can't use an AirTag. But I got this in a set with some other tile trackers, and I'll talk about that more later, why I did that. But yeah, this is just so I guess like, I can always find my keys if I ever lose them, but I've never really needed to use it, knock on wood. But yeah, that's it for my keys, I guess. And next up is my wallet. And this isn't really techie, but I have this Salvatore Ferragamo wallet. And yeah, like I said, it's not very techie, but this does have two pieces of tech. The first one is this. And no, that's not a credit card. This is actually a tile tracker. It's credit card shaped, so you can slip it very easily into your wallet. And I got this in a set with the other tracker as well. And the reason I got it is because about a week before I was supposed to travel a couple years ago, I lost my wallet. And it was in a dumb way. I think I left it on top of my car and I drove away. But luckily it fell in my neighborhood because I wasn't too far from home. And one of my neighbors was nice enough to like grab it and then come give it to me. Right after that, got this tracker, so just in case I did lose it, I could very easily locate it. But yeah, it would be quite bad to have to get a new health card, driver's license, and credit cards and debit cards all right before traveling. I don't think I'd get it in 1 week, so I'm really glad that I was able to get this back, but now I have a tracker, so I don't ever need to worry about it. Oh, and the second piece of tech that this wallet has is NFC. So basically, there's an NFC chip in the back of the wallet, so if you tap your smartphone to it, it will open up the Ferragamo website to verify that it is indeed an authentic Ferragamo product. Now, if you've watched me before, you might notice that something is different. And if you haven't watched me before, you should probably go click the subscribe button. But there's one thing that is missing around here. And those are my glasses. And even though I have regular glasses, I also do have some technological glasses. And what I'm referring to are these. And these are the Meta Ray-Bans. So I'm just gonna put this on because I have not been able to see very well for this entire time. But these are Meta Ray-Bans, so they're smart glasses with a camera, speakers, and AI functionality. And these do have special lenses. They're prescription lenses, so I can actually see through them, and they're also transition lenses, so they work both indoors and outdoors as sunglasses as well. These aren't regular glasses, and they do look a little bit dorky, even though they look very like normal. So I don't always put them on and wear them every single day, but they do have a speaker, which is nice for like short walks. I can, listen to music without having to have earbuds or headphones. And also if I'm driving and I've got these on, because they have transition lenses, they can, kind of dim if it gets a little sunny outside. They don't work as great as like full actual sunglasses. So if it was a super sunny day in the middle of summer, I probably wouldn't wear these out. I mean, I could, but I think I just play it safe and use actual sunglasses. They're good for taking photos of items in stores. Like if you see a product or item in a store, you want to take a picture of the price or the item itself just to remember it later. You can press this and take a photo, hold it and take a video. It's also great on walks or while driving because you can, just very quickly take a photo or take a video. Let's say you see a car that you really like and you want to take a photo of it, or, flowers or something like that. It also has the AI features. So if you're driving or walking and you don't want to pull out your phone, you can kind of just say like, hey Meta, what's the weather? And it'll answer you.
I can provide the current weather, but first, what location would you like the weather for?
I would like it for my location, obviously.
In Guelph, Ontario, it is currently clear and 5 degrees Celsius.
It is.
Tomorrow, expect a high of 11 and a low of 4 degrees Celsius.
It is clear and 5 degrees Celsius right now. And obviously I have to wear glasses every single day because I need them to see clearly. So it's kind of nice that I can put on these like smart glasses and have all these additional features. Obviously they're not regular glasses, but it's nice that I can get a little bit of extra features from something that, would typically be seen as a negative, having glasses or having to wear glasses. But what about when I don't want to look like an absolute dork and wear these like bulky smart glasses? I have to have regular glasses that I wear every single day. And well, the answer is yes, I do. And those are these ones, which you've probably seen before. And these are just some Versace, like regular, like prescription glasses. And well, first thing is these fit my face very nicely. It does not feel as tight as the Ray-Bans do. And it's very light because it's got no battery and no tech within it. But it has prescription lenses, obviously, not transition, just regular clear ones. So I can see very clearly through this. And I really love the design of them. I wanted to go for like clear glasses because I tried them on once and I really liked the way they looked on my face. I saw these and, you know, having the additional like, you know, smoked like translucent look on these, it's just like, I love it. Because it's like that smoked like translucent gray, it does blend a lot better with my skin tone compared to like, you know, actual clear glasses. I think those would pop a little bit more. That's not always a problem, but I kind of wanted something like this, which feels very low key, apart from, you know, the Versace logo on the side. Unfortunately, these aren't produced anymore. So yeah, if I ever break these frames, I'm kind of cooked. But yeah, I'm gonna keep these on now, and the next thing that I need to put on is something missing on my wrist. And obviously we'll start with the more techie option first, and that's my smartwatch. So what smartwatch do I have? And that is, yep, you're right, you guessed it. It's the Pixel Watch 3. Well, I got this because I got the Pixel 9 Pro XL, and I had a bunch of credits and stuff from getting the Pixel, so I decided I would use them for this Pixel Watch. Well, it's a very nice looking smartwatch. It's very subtle and it's got a traditional circular watch shape unlike the Apple Watch. So, you know, it's just very minimalist. But yeah, what do I use a smartwatch for? Well, I don't use it for calling or like, you know, I don't know, like texting and all those other things. But my favorite thing with this is probably the notifications, because I'm able to stay connected when I'm outside without having to like pick up my smartphone. So this could be in my pocket or wherever. And if I get messages or any sort of notifications, I can just move my wrist and it pops up over there. And this is especially useful for when I'm driving or in a conversation with someone. Okay, yes, I know it might be a little bit rude to glance down on your wrist because of notifications while you're having a conversation with someone, but it's nice because I'm able to gauge how important a notification is and whether or not I need to stop whatever I'm doing and address it. Also, while I'm driving, I can also just kind of look and, you know, if someone is texting me, let's say I'm going to meet up with someone and they text me and say, oh, I'm actually going to be here at this time, we should meet here instead. I can, you know, glance at my watch and change my route accordingly. It's also nice for just glancing at my wrist to like see what the weather is. So right now it's 3 degrees outside. Super easy to find out. And I also use it for the sleep tracking, so it tracks how much I sleep and how well I slept. And I can use those to fix my sleeping habits, even though I don't actually do that. I haven't changed them at all, but I can do it if I want to. And like I said, I know it might be a little rude to glance at your wrist while you're having a conversation, but I'm a software engineer, so sometimes I'm on a PagerDuty rotation. And, you know, if I do get a notification on my wrist while I'm having a conversation, I need to know whether it's something urgent like PagerDuty. And let's say I somehow took down the prod database and someone is like pinging me over that, and I can address that and say I didn't know that a wildcard wear clause was that dangerous. And because I do wear this all night for sleep tracking, if I get a page in the middle of the night, this vibrates on my wrist, and this will wake me up a lot more reliably than my smartphone will, because I always have it on vibrate. So if this just vibrates in a corner, I'm not going to wake up. But yeah, what about when I don't want utility and functionality? A smartwatch is great because you get, you know, all these functions with it, but it's very plain and basic looking. So sometimes you might want to spice it up and go for something a little bit more traditional. And for that, I have this. And this is just a Tissot like diver's watch or something. I can't remember what exactly it's called, but I'll have it up here. This is my more stylish and fashionable watch choice. So it's right there. And, you know, if I do want to be a little bit more classy and not like techie, then I can go for this. And it's my only other watch, my only other like non-smartwatch, but I am considering expanding my collection. I just need to figure out how to do it in an economically sound way. I do have a couple that I like that I might try and get soon. For now, we're just gonna have to use this one. I love it. Because this is a diver's watch, it does have some techie features. I wouldn't call them techie, but it's got this ring for like, you know, tracking how much oxygen you have, like how long you've been diving for. It's got like a stopwatch and some other stuff. And then this is also water resistant, and let's see how water resistant it is. Up to 30 bars or 300 meters. And in freedom units, I think that's 1,000 feet. I don't dive, but maybe if I ever decide to, I do have that there. The next couple things will be regarding audio. If you're on public transit or you're in public and trying to avoid social interactions, you need some headphones or earbuds to kind of listen to your music or drown out regular noise and make it seem like you're occupied so people don't bother you. My choice of earbuds are the Pixel Buds Pro 2, and I recently just got these, and I actually did a video talking about them. You can find it if you click up here, and I got them in the new Moonstone colorway that was just released. And these are obviously lighter and smaller than the Ray-Bans, so if I ever need something a little bit more low-key, then I can just kind of grab these and pop them in. So I will usually take these if I want to have a better music experience, or if I need to take private calls, because the Ray-Bans actually have open ear audio, so other people might be able to hear what you're listening to or saying on the phone. And it's something I did mention with the Ray-Bans, because it has that camera with it, and people use it to record people discreetly and post them on the internet, so they kind of have this sort of stigma around them. So if you do have them in public and someone sees that you're wearing them, they'll automatically think you're like some sort of creep. I don't wear it that often, so I haven't actually had that. If I know I'm going to be encountering a lot of people, then I'll just kind of leave them behind and take these with me instead, just so I don't make people unnecessarily uncomfortable. So these obviously sound great, but they're not the best for listening to music. You can always go a little bit better than Bluetooth like earbuds. So for the times where I want a better listening experience and to really get like into the music, I have these. And these are the Sony WH-1000 XM5s, not the 6s. I know I'm like one generation behind in like a lot of my tech, but I mean, these are kind of perfect and I don't have any complaints about them. And these obviously sound the best out of all my audio devices, but they are a little bit bulky. You kind of have to have this on your head as you're using them. And if you care about, your hair, you're gonna have like a headphone dent in them that's like impossible to like avoid. And I do use them for gaming. Most of the time I use these, I do use them wired. I also use them for editing videos and songs. If I really want to hear like, subtle details and make sure that everything sounds good, I'll use these. And I use it to listen to music as well while I'm doing like very focused work. It's just like, it keeps you a lot more focused into what you're doing, because it's just, I don't know the science behind it. And I do use these if I'm somewhere public and I do need to take video calls, and I think it will give whomever I'm calling a little bit better audio quality, and it gives me better audio quality if I'm in somewhere louder. And also it's got that like amazing noise cancellation. Taking these on flights and having them on with the noise cancellation drowns out like all of the engine noise, so the cabin is like super quiet. So it's kind of insane when you have them on and you gotta talk to a flight attendant, take it off. It's just so much louder. But yeah, I do use it wirelessly sometimes if I'm doing something where I need to be moving around. So like, let's say I'm vacuuming, I'll put these on, and the ANC does a great job of like canceling out all of the vacuum noise, so you have a very peaceful cleaning experience. And the Pixel Buds do have active noise cancellation, but obviously the Sonys have better noise cancellation. But yeah, like I said, I'll use this if I need to be moving around a lot and if I need to have my hands occupied, because even though the Pixel Buds have great noise cancellation and they fit me the best of any earbuds that I've tried before, they still do occasionally fall out because I do have small ears. So, just having the XM5s on and not having to worry about this like slipping out and me putting it back in is kind of great, because it just saves you the trouble of having to like look for these if they fall out whenever. And because I have a lot of tech on me, I have a lot of batteries and a lot of things that need to be charged up. In order to keep them all charged up, I think it's kind of necessary to have some sort of battery pack. So my choice of power bank is this Anker power bank. And this is just a regular power bank, but it does have a wireless charging pad on top. With the wireless charging pad, you can use it if you forgot a cable for your phone, or if you just need an extra charging point. So you've got 1, 2 here, and then this is a third charging point, so you can charge more devices at the same time. I find it most useful when I'm spending the day in Toronto. So usually by the end of the day, my battery is pretty low and I need my phone to navigate home. So it's just like an extra little bit of insurance just in case I do need it and I don't have to worry about conserving my battery. And now some honorable mentions before we get to our last item. And the first thing we have is the chapstick. I have to always have a chapstick on me, especially during the winter. What I have right now is this Lip Roche-Posay lip balm. I usually use this if I just need a little bit of a top up throughout the day. You know, it gives you a little bit of like protection and like moisturizing just to keep your lips from like ripping apart. But I also do have one that's a little bit heavier, and this is a Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm. I use this on days I have a lot of damage, and it's especially useful like during the winter because you're able to get such good protection. It lasts quite a long time. It is quite glossy though, so if you're not like super into that, it's not going to work great for you, but I don't mind, so I do use it. I don't know, it works so great for me. It stays on for like so long. But yeah, they're all flavored. So like this one is like a mint flavor, so it has like a little bit of a flavor to it. So if you don't want that, this wouldn't work great for you. And then some of them are tinted as well. I usually stick to the clear ones. So this is a mint one that I'm trying right now. And then I also have the vanilla one as well that I was using before this. Yeah, it's just for like a little bit of extra protection to really lock in that moisture and prevent extra damage. Like I said, it's really, really good during the winter months. You know, our next honorable mention, and this is gum. And what I have is this 5 gum. I always get the like huge pack from Costco, and I kind of can't really go without this. I think I might have a menthol addiction or gum addiction, but I think it's really important to have some mints or some gum for like, you know, after a meal or just when you need a little bit of something just to freshen up. So it was probably a bad idea to have gum right now, but last but not least, how do I take all this tech and all this stuff with me every single day? That's why I have this Nordace bag. Nordace, I don't know. It's actually a travel backpack, so it's got a lot of great features, and it's got this built-in charger here, and it actually does have a lightning adapter as well. So with the charger, you can put it in here and swap it to lightning if you still use that in 2025. But yeah, along with this charger though, it has this power bank pocket here, and you can put your power bank in here and a bunch of other stuff and connect it to that. I mainly take it with me if I need to take my XM5 somewhere, since I can't really fit those in my pocket. I mean, look at them. So yeah, I put them in, and usually my camera and anything extra that I need occasionally will come with me in the backpack. But yeah, that's all for today. And I think I fully covered my EDC, but if I did miss anything, I'll make sure to add it in the comments below. And let me know what your everyday carry is as well. I'm kind of curious what other people carry with them every day. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. And even if you didn't, please let me know what you didn't like about it in the comments, just so I can like fix it for future videos. And that's all. See you next time. There's really no downside. Obviously, we'll start with this vibrates on my wrist and can wake me up much more betterly.